Halo
it.
Infinite
Now all
walkthrough.
we
So
need
here
to
we
do
are
is...
on the
Wait.
road. This is
picking
getting
up
near
something
the
on
end of the
all
game, and it
banished
was kind of
frequencies.
annoying to me once I hit this level
That...
because I was really hoping
that is not good.
that I would be able to fast travel,
What's
but you
wrong?
still can't fast
I know where
travel.
he
So like I
is.
said a couple of
What
videos
this
ago, when you're
place
done with
is.
the beacon
This is
and
where
you put the
Chaklock
sequence
shipped his
together and you
victims
walk
to.
into that building,
The
that's the
House of
point of no
Reckoning.
return. I don't really know why we weren't allowed to fast travel once we finally came outside of the building here. So it's kind of annoying to me, but sometimes that's how they want to do it. And the road also has an achievement, so there's going to be a scorpion, a tank ahead of us, and the achievement is to get that tank from where it's parked all the way to the end of the level where you jump out over a bridge. Or at least you drive over the bridge and then you jump out of the vehicle and go inside another building is what I mean there. Now, getting that tank there on Legendary without it getting blown up is probably, it's not impossible, but it's pretty difficult. So if you want to do it on Legendary, then you're going to want to leave the tank alone and kill all the enemies on your way to the bridge. And once all the enemies are dead, then you can come back, get the tank, and drive it over. I didn't do that, but as we see, we have wraiths here. We have a lot of other vehicles here. There's Marines we could free, and I think they might have all died, so I don't know how useful they are for me. But you could put Marines in your... you could wait to free them until those enemies are dead, put them in the Warthog, and that'll be a really good way too. Or you could just do what I'm doing and not know that that achievement existed, and then get in the tank. Another option is just to play this on easy difficulty and drive the tank all the way to the end, but that will also require having to restart the game if you want to do it on Legendary. So it's just kind of not an easy... it's not really an easy answer if you want to try to get all the achievements in one go in this game. I think it's possible to get everything in one go, but most people probably won't, and it'd be much better if the game allowed you to replay levels like every other Halo game on the planet. I know they said that's coming, but like still, this game has so many things missing that the other Halos had for years now. And they wanted to release Halo Infinite a year ago. I wonder if people remember that. Like, over a year ago, they wanted to release this game, and they delayed it a year. And it's still in this... It's better. It's a good game, but man, it's still in this, like, state where it's just missing features. But that's like every game these days. There's so many games they just cut out stuff that other games had. I don't know if software, like engineering, that kind of software coding, whatever, is more difficult, or if it just takes so much time that they wanted to put them on, like, priority list number 4 or 5 instead of the top. So I don't know. I'm using the tank here, and I think I die a couple of times up here. I might have forgotten to cut it out. And if you haven't noticed, I have sped this up a little bit. And there was some kind of brute up on those cliffs there throwing grenades at me, and that was kind of what was doing the most damage to my stupid scorpion, and I couldn't find it. And I'm just aiming pretty accurately here, trying to hit some of these enemies really far away and get blown away by that wraith there. So I don't think I cut out my deaths right here, so we're going to see a few deaths, but the point is just that, this is on Legendary, and this is kind of how slow you have to go through here if you're going to take the Scorpion with you. And you do start to learn where the enemies are going to spawn. And that Wraith was causing me some problems, but also not only that Wraith, just the stupid brute that was behind me. And that guy, I think, is who sniped me right there. And this was really just kind of a somewhat frustrating section. And if you jump out of your vehicle, there's something else that kind of started bugging me the longer Halo Infinite went on in the campaign. Is that, like, when you jump out of your vehicle and you go on those cliffs, then a lot of pods, like reinforcement pods, drop from the sky. So you think you're safe, and then all of a sudden there's like 20 more enemies you have to deal with. And it just sort of became a little... I don't know what that word is. I guess cliche is the best word, where everywhere you would go, there's going to be enemies you wipe out, then there's reinforcements that either fall from the sky or they come in through a phantom, and it just is something that I think they could have made a little bit more diverse, because it gets a little old after a while when you just can't clear every enemy the first time. You always are having to worry about new enemies. And it's not like they're particularly difficult enemies. It's just like you think you just killed 20 of them. You think you get a break, and then, oh look, you come up here on the cliff, and there's an invisible elite. I thought maybe there's a brute on the other side down here, and yeah, there he is. And it's like, why are they even up here? And why can't I? It's like they don't really do anything but sit from up here and just shoot me or throw grenades at me. They're not even really attacking me. So then it's like you kill these guys and you start thinking, okay, I'm done. But then when you come around, oftentimes a pod is going to fall from the sky up here, and then you have to run away from that. So this little area is a little bit safer. And if you really want your tank to survive longer than mine did, then you're going to want to kill those enemies before you take your tank through. But I think my tank's pretty much well and broken now, which is really unfortunate. I mean, it kind of just bugs me in this game just how weak vehicles are, and there's not like a super clear indicator as to your health. I mean, obviously my tank's on fire, and when the vehicle's about to die, it starts to glow red and starts like charging up like it's going to explode, but still, it's just, I wish there was some other, I don't know, a health bar, something like that. In general, I think vehicles are really weak in this game, in multiplayer and even in the campaign on Legendary. I'm sure it's much, much nicer on easier difficulties, but mostly complaining about multiplayer vehicles. They just seem to die so dang fast online, and every now and then you get good teams and you can get a million kills when you're in like a Warthog, but everyone just hard focuses you when you're in like a Banshee or a Hornet, and you have 6 people or more shooting your stupid Banshee. It's pretty hard to stay alive or get any kills when you're doing that, but that might just be me. Anyway, I really should have edited this part a little bit better, but now I'm running around and trying to find some weapons, and I don't really think I found any extra useful ammo. I'm trying to keep this tank alive as long as possible because it really is just a super nice whatever it's called. It's just a super nice one-hit KO. That's the word I'm looking for. Just a really nice one-hit KO gun. And we're going to want to use it as long as we can if we decided to take it. I don't really like the Wraiths. I think that the Wraiths are much more inaccurate than they used to be. And well, maybe not inaccurate. They still mostly behave the same. It just feels like their tank shot is a lot less explosive, and then you get enemies like that guy. I'm pretty sure that's a Ravager, where he just starts arcing them with perfect accuracy on the other side of the screen, and he was tracing my exact movements, so all 5 of them hit me, and it was too late. The vehicle was done, so now I got no more Wraith, and now we have to do everything on foot. And this is just kind of this area. So the road, this level feels like it's made for vehicles, but as I was saying, the vehicles on Legendary just are so weak that you end up doing most of it on foot anyway. And you can use vehicles to try to kill as many things as possible, but if you try to do it there down that corridor with a brute chopper like I just did, well, you kind of see what happened. And I think there's hunters down there at the bottom, and they, once again, were from the other side of the screen, had perfect accuracy. And jumping into these wraiths, like I tried to rush down there to jump into that wraith. Jumping into those things is a pain in the neck. Like more often than not, you just jump into the gunner seat. And same thing with the Scorpion. I don't know why driver isn't the first one. If it's empty, why isn't the driver's seat the first one that you would jump into? But on PC, something that I wasn't really paying attention to in the campaign. On PC, you can swap through the seats in a vehicle by pushing Q, and I don't know what button that is on consoles. You can also do it on consoles. It's a lot of fun on multiplayer to mess with people when someone jumps into your passenger seat on your Warthog, and you can jump into the gunner seat, and then they jump out, and then you can shoot them with the gunner, and then get back in the Warthog and drive away. And you can kind of do that in the campaign, but it's just kind of hard when you're a sitting duck. The enemies are super accurate and they kill your vehicle really fast. So again, there's that hunter just with, brain dead perfect accuracy, arcing his shots from the other side of the map and landing them exactly where I'm standing. And then we have a ghost we have to deal with, so I'm trying to take him out with this Hydra that I found somewhere. But of course, enemy vehicles are pretty strong against you and not super, and your vehicles are pretty weak against them. And then these hunters actually decided to follow me. So in classic Legendary Halo Infinite hunter fashion, they're just going to take forever to kill. And that one didn't work at all. I had way too many people shooting me. So I do start kind of abusing the cliffside on the right here in a little bit. And man, I hate the shock rifle in this game. I just despise this thing. So I picked this up hoping it might do something against the hunters, and I think it does hurt them. I'm just not sure how much. And even against vehicles, it'll disable vehicles, but it doesn't do you any good if you can't get to the vehicle to hijack it. So I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss of what I was trying to do here. I really should have cut these out, but at this point I'm just going to keep all my deaths in. And as I said, I'm going to start abusing this cliff up here. But I think this is where people are going to start dropping from the sky soon enough. And it was kind of where my patience, I have to admit, with this level was kind of grinding to a halt. I was really getting discouraged and just like not wanting to play this level anymore. And I knew I had to finish it because I was so close to the end of the game. It's not like it was ruining the game for me, but it's just that the way how freaking weak the vehicles are and how pinpoint accuracy enemies with those arcing weapons are, it just kind of wears on you after a little while. So I tried to run up to that cliffside, and that's where a whole bunch of enemies spawned. And I don't have a checkpoint because I killed a hunter, and I want to get a checkpoint now. And I ran into here, and there's this wraith that is in the back of my mind. I know it's there, but I'm kind of trying to just save it in case I want it later. I don't think I ever actually end up using it, though. So anyway, those enemies weren't super hard to finally get a checkpoint. And there's like a little camp here with a sniper, but the sniper on Legendary just isn't super good. Maybe if you have like the aim assist on console, it feels better. I don't know. For me, the sniper's just like such an odd weapon in Halo Infinite. I am not very good at aiming with it, but on more than that, it just doesn't have enough ammo to do anything. It only has 8 shots, and I can get headshots with people that are standing still just fine, but it like doesn't matter because I only get 8 and I want to kill the hunter, but I can't even kill the stupid hunter. So now I'm kind of wondering, all right, well, I only have a rocket. It's got 6 shots, but now I don't have any ammo on my sniper, and I sort of regret giving up my battle rifle, even though I had no ammo with that either. Then this hunter decides to charge me, and it survives through like, I don't know, 3 or 4 rocket shots, and then I have a Ravager, and that takes it out by some miracle. Man, the Ravager is not a good weapon, but there's a lot of them around here, so it's kind of nice. So now we're also going to try to get a checkpoint if I haven't already. There we go. And then I'm going to pick this Hydra back up, and I can breathe a little bit nicer. Excuse me there. I mean, I can breathe a little nicer in-game, maybe not in real life. And I can just know that the stupid hunters are dead, and it's not going to be as bad. There are still wraiths, and there's quite a few enemies further inward, and I think I took a break after I cut that part out. Obviously, I just hit escape and quit recording, but I'm pretty sure once I came in here and I saw the sheer amount of enemies and the vehicles that are down here, and there's going to be phantoms, I think there's going to be a lot of pod dropping. I think I just took a break because it was starting to wear on me without a vehicle. Like I said, this area you're definitely meant to do with a vehicle, and I'm sure if I went a little bit better, that tank I had would still be alive. I took a lot of tank damage from that one invisible elite and that brute that were just up on top of that cliffside. So if I think I was kind of screwed because I had a checkpoint, but if I had just gone up there and cleared off the cliffs before I was driving the tank through, then I could have gotten it here just fine, or a wraith or anything. But I don't really think it would have mattered too much. There's just too many vehicles down here, and it's like in the classic Halo Legendary fashion, you die in one hit, but those wraiths are going to take like 3 or 4 tank shots to die. And of course, you run up here to try to get into safety, and there's going to be a pretty tough brute, and I don't really have any precision ammo. I think I have this pulse rifle and then a shotgun. Oh no, a Ravager. Yeah, so it's not super useful. Then of course there's a freaking phantom. And I was so mad right there when I was charging my shields. I was so mad. I was like, why are you throwing this many enemies at me? I can barely deal with the ones that are here. Let me kill like 5 of them first. But it's okay. I got a checkpoint. And I'm just kind of wondering what to do here. I'm like, do I go around the sides? I don't really know. Do I just go down the middle, finally get another checkpoint, and then I think I'd try to come down here and take these guys out, but there's like a brute chopper and there's a bunch of enemies. And again, there's a guy with a Ravager, so perfect accuracy arcing shots from, halfway across the map this time. And I decided to get in the brute chopper, and I got stuck on some kind of environment there, and it didn't work. Then I also realized, wow, even had that worked, I don't think I'd have killed any of those pods that were dropping down. So I think I decided that's not going to happen. We're going to have to come back around here and maybe just go a little bit slower. And it's possible I go back and get that wraith that's in the garage, and I find like this other pathway that I didn't notice before. So I don't know if they wanted you to take this way to get here instead of going down the vehicle way with the hunters like I did. This might be another path through. Not totally sure about that, but there's some more enemies that we had to defeat. Not really a big deal. Really wishing I had like a battle rifle, and that's kind of my issue with this game, is I couldn't find any ammo for a battle rifle, and I'm pretty sure the battle rifle I dropped had no ammo anyway. And when you drop a weapon in this game, when you swap them out and it has no ammo, it disappears, which I think is kind of dumb, but, you know, can't change it. And yeah, we're going to come down here, and I think I actually do get that Wraith then. Maybe not. Did I come all the way back here for a battle rifle? I did. Actually, I did actually do that. Okay, so the one I dropped wasn't actually totally empty. Okay, interesting. And then maybe we do get back into the Wraith, and, or not back into it, but we get into it. Yep, there we go. So I don't know how good this does me. I don't know if this helped me at all. I guess we'll find out. I can't remember. I should remember this, but I think I recorded this like 3 weeks ago now, so memory's a little fuzzy on exactly how I got through this part. But, you know, like any other legendary Halo game, mostly just slow and steady, kill one enemy at a time, and try not to die. And without some of the enemies, with some of the enemies cleared, I think, we can take some time and we can actually aim this thing correctly, and we can do a lot of damage, kill that Wraith there. There's going to be another Wraith in the background, and I think, if you can even see it, I'm firing off trying to kill enemies in the background, trying not to die, because I definitely decided you need a vehicle for this part, so that's just really kind of annoying. And it is sort of nice because after you're done with this level, after you're done with the road, you don't have to worry about, you really don't have to worry about vehicle stuff anymore. Everything else is on foot until you beat the game and you get to go back into the open world yourself. And I got out of the Wraith a couple of seconds ago just to grab a checkpoint, and then there we go. I was waiting for those guys to fall down, and of course, like, they drop and then they immediately begin shooting me, so that was nice. Took some damage there that I'm not happy about, but what can you do about it? Then I'm well aware of the brute chopper on the right side, so I'm going to be kind of focusing, trying to kill some of them. I'm just sort of firing randomly at that point, just trying to see if I can hit anybody, because you never know. I think those hit markers I'm getting, those are like those explosive barrels. Those don't really mean I'm hitting any enemies, but they might have killed some guys. Who knows? That one, I think, did just kill a plain old guy, so that's kind of cool. And I complained about the Wraith before, but the one thing I will give it in this game is that you can fire it much faster than in previous games. I still think the accuracy, just having to arc it and not knowing exactly where it's going to go, makes it not very fun to use, but it's alright. It's not bad here when you can arc it across the map also and kill all the enemies in this little region. And once we're done here, we're going to be nearing the bridge, that building that's kind of hanging out in the background. That's where we're ultimately going, and once we cross the bridge at the bottom of it, that's going to be the end of the road. Haha, get it? Ha. And if you wanted to get that achievement with a scorpion, then all you have to do is just clear all the enemies to that bridge, take the scorpion across, and you'll get the achievement. That scorpion is long dead and gone for me, and because of the way that the checkpoints work, I think I'd have to restart the whole mission right now if I wanted to, if I wanted to get it. And there's really no way for me to go back and get that scorpion while it's alive, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I may come back and get all the achievements in this game one day. They're not super difficult compared to other Halos. Even the Lasso, which is Legendary All Skulls on, Lasso in Infinite isn't nearly as hard as, say, Halo 2 Lasso, which I am convinced is impossible. Anyway, that's going to be all from me for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.